Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning right around 4 a.m. Right now it's 4:18 a.m. All done with trading for the day. One trade on Xtlb. I was also watching WTRH. If you like these sort of videos, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Here's the trades. So I want you to notice really quickly that this was after a fresh restart at 4:03 a.m. that Xtlb was at the top of the top gainers list. It was up 56%, but it had no volume, 588 shares. So when I organized this list by volume, it wasn't something worth putting on the watch list. WTRH was on there because it was the number one volume traded stock. And so watch here is where I click volume. So look, it's number 12, right? Way down there. So I don't care that it's up 73% at this point. WTRH is the only one at this moment that could be on my watch list because these other two stocks, E had a huge float size of over 1 billion shares, and BABA is out of my price range. So WTRH is the only one on my watch list at this moment. But very quickly, Xtlb moves up. Moves up in volume, and let's see, it's number 6 right now, and I have that list up on my laptop all the time. So even though I switched over to my watch list, I'm still watching that list on my laptop. And I was just checking to make sure that that this WTRH didn't get over the previous high. There were some chart issues here, just trying to get the chart to look the way I know it's supposed to. Got it worked out. And then I think at this moment I peeked over at my laptop. You can see my cursor stopped moving. Yep. And then I put Xtlb on the list because now it was number 1, I believe, number 1 or 2 organized by volume. So here it goes on the list. And I already knew it was, percent wise, a huge mover. So I was getting ready to take a trade very quickly if I needed to. So here I'm looking at the chart, making sure that the current price that it's trading at is higher than the previous session and the previous day, and it obviously is. It looks like it's trading out of nowhere, and usually that's like a perfect setup. Okay, now look at these 3 candles. This is where it is right now, and my criteria, my strategy says that once the price is making new highs, which it is, then I look for the first pullback, and this is the first pullback right here, this red candle. Now it's kind of a weird looking pullback because it went from here up to here, so that's kind of a new high, but this is still a pullback because it's a red candle and the price closed lower than it opened, so by definition it's a pullback. So the very first entry I can take, and actually it's the only entry that I'm interested in because it has the highest probability of continuing higher, is after the first pullback, which is here. The high of this candle is 509, so my ideal entry is 510. So here's the price at 509. I had my hands on the hotkeys. I kind of jumped the gun. I don't know if you saw, it was still at 509. But by the time the order went through, I actually got filled exactly where I wanted to. So, and as soon as I got in this thing, the price just started shooting up. I didn't even get a chance to put in my lines, for my stop loss, but I knew my stop loss was the low of this candle. Actually, it should be 1 cent below, but I'm putting in my information in the 2-hour calculator. I'm noticing what's happening, and I'm thinking, man, this thing is taking off like crazy. I'm probably going to miss my exit, and you can see I even fumbled in with the price. So my original target, because I put in the stop wrong, I put the bottom of the candle instead of 1 cent below. My original target was 626, so that's what I was trying to put in over here. And you can see it's already past my target. So there I put my order in for 626, and notice that even though it popped up there to 759, I get filled at 675. But I mean, who cares? My profit target was 626, so I got filled an extra 50 cents higher than my profit target. And this was already, risk percentage wise, this was a high risk trade. Most of my trades are around 5%, so this was about 2 times the risk of my typical trade. But I mean, I'm okay trading up around 10% risk. And again, that's something that I don't really know until after I'm in the trade. So I'm trading off of the pattern only, And this thing obviously never came down anywhere near my stop, and yeah, it continued much, much higher. But look at the spread is like $2.50. It would be impossible to, like, let's say I hit sell when this thing was at $10. I would have got filled here at 7.50. So trying to catch the tops of these candles would be, very unlikely. There you go. You can see someone hit the sell button there and brought the price from $10 all the way down to 7.80. So this was an extremely volatile stock. So I don't, again, I have no interest in where this thing goes after the 2R. All I'm interested in is the 2R. So and I even got quite a bit more than 2R in this trade. I'll show you in the spreadsheet, then I'll show you in Webull, so I'm not lying to you or anything. But this is interesting because 2R would have given me a profit of $12.98, and I made $18.13. So I made like an extra 50%, so probably more like 3R. So let's look at it in Webull. So you can see my profit for the day. That's the only trade I took. It's just 11 shares. It's like a $52 investment or $56 investment. The return on the investment on that trade was 32%. That's the highest ever that I've ever had. That was less than 1 minute. So, can't complain about that. And I certainly don't care. Yeah, this thing went a lot higher, but that's not my routine to try to catch those things. I used to do that, and it doesn't really work out in the long run. So I just take my 2R and I get out. So this thing went all the way up to 1570, but I'm sure it's been super spready, and then now it's coming back down here. So I was trading it way back here. So anyway, really crazy trade, and it could have definitely gone the opposite direction just as quickly, but I had my eye on the chart the whole time, and I was ready to stop out with my hotkeys, which is much quicker than getting out using this like I did for my profit target. So the risk on that trade was about $6.50 or so. So even though I made that much, I wasn't risking a ton. My profit for the week before that trade was about $17 or something, so I might have been down to $11 if that trade failed, even though it was really high risk. But luckily the pattern and everything worked out just to my plan, and I got lucky and caught some slippage on the way up, which is ideal. So this is a result of following your strategy and your plan and getting a little bit lucky at the same time. When everything lines up like that, it's really nice. It doesn't happen every day, so when you can get it, you take it. And this pushed the account over the $600 mark. It's never been that high, so it's a great thing. And we'll just keep on going. I mean, look at the percent change on the account, and just that one trade bumped it up over 3%. So pretty cool. And it'll be nice going into next week with that cushion underneath me. I can definitely sustain a lot of losses. Hopefully I don't have to take a bunch of losses, but I'm just going to keep trading exactly the way I have been, and we'll see what happens come next week. So there's where we're at so far for March after 5 days, and only a handful of trades really, like let's say seven trades, and I only trade 10% of my account size on each position. This is a small cash account, no margin, none of that stuff. All right, guys. I always like to leave you with always take your stop losses no matter what. Always honor your profit target. You should be green in the long run. Take care.